to encourage them a little bit, get everyone focused. Because it's going to be very different now. You look at sort of the timeline we're living in here for Nexus, they can finally have a little bit of elation, right? They did drop that big woo. They were cheering a little bit. You can see the smiles the whole time as well. They've been looking pretty carefree, just playing CS, sticking to the basics, not letting the pressure of everything, the kind of grandiose of it all with the RMR run, get to them.
Yeah, and the reason that we're kind of harping on GXX is because he is a good player. We've seen him have big, stellar performances in the past, but again, that's all in the past. In the here and now, in the present, it is going to be Ancient on Nexus on the CT side and Guild Eagles in their pistol, already making moves into Cave.
Utility over the top. Cave control going to be fought for. Sound in position. We know that Nexus deliver on pistol rounds as well, and it's their CT side in particular where they look deadly. BTN fires off the warning shots, but they're just that, a mere warning. The utility is still in play for Guild, but sinnopsyy commits to the plant.
There's potentially a warning of things to come because now all 10 players find themselves in close proximity. This is where things start to get a little bit scary, and that's where the Glock should prevail, and prevail it shall. It's that man Rigon once again who carves a path through 3, and Guild Eagles do not lose a single player.
Clean cut pistol round on the CT side of the third map. Couldn't have asked for anything better from the full squad. That's what you need. The wake-up call back into the game, and of course the added benefit being you not only get the bomb plant, but you'll instantly have the money to play with. And Rigon, so sick with the rifles, but doing it here with just the Glock 18.
Getting hype again as well on the side of Guild Eagles. They feed off this. But so do Nexus, and they keep a smile on their face throughout the whole thing. Already into Cave again as the nades come on in. No real investment into this round other than a Zeus. Has been picked up for Ersin, and he's actually pushing into A main with it, so he's not really going to see any action. Mac 10 gonna rip through one, and there's the Julies as well, so multiple weapons all firing off, all selecting the kill switch. That's a 2-0 for Guild Eagles. Question is whether there's going to be any casualties, and again, no. Not a single kill in 2 rounds on the side of Nexus and Rigon electrocuting. You have to be careful, mate. You might have just defibbed him by accident. He gets back up again like Frankenstein's monster or something.
Oh, mate. What do you mean he's alive?
I just put a bullet in his head.
But you've tased him. You've tased him. No, not this time. Luckily, no shenanigans there. No back from the dead. But I do tell you this, Nexus, they'll be back for blood going into this one. As they've got weapons to work with, those rifles are donned. BTN towards Cave, walking up, spamming out the initial warning shots as well. Utility, relatively low for that CT side. That could be a bit of an issue. You can't set lane ablaze, can't use the nades to hold them back. Guild Eagles favoring these B-takes are grouping up for it once again. They know the lineups. They've got all their defaults set for the utility themselves.
And Molly's in. Smoke's gonna blot out the sun with the flashbangs. You can see BTN with a full panic spray for Zello. He keeps himself calm and does get rewarded with one, but it's just a myriad of T's on the site with their AKs in tow. They try and deny the bomb plant, nearly justifiably so. But the carnage is still there on the floor to see for everybody, and it's going to favor Guild Eagles tremendously now. And don't Nexus know it? They've already pulled the plug. They want no part of this round.
Give it up, back off, save the weapons, reset, and run it back in the next one. 3 found for Guild on the 3rd map. And it's all been the B show. Just one bomb site on this map at the minute. That's all they care about.
Eagles with razor-sharp talons on that approach. I thought for a second Zello was going to get a multi-kill there and put that into a winnable position, but it was a one-and-done spot. Good counteractive kills, making sure they avenge any fallen teammates. And whereas Nexus really built off the back of a solid start over on Vertigo, the same could not be said here. Ancient kicking off on the T side. The save weapons, though, do give them something to play with, Jackie. But again, you're in a situation where you've played 3 rounds, you've got 1 kill between the entire team, and you've already lost mid control. It's already a spray down from sinnopsyy.
Fast flicks. Chopping him all to bits as he turns his way through mid. The cyclone opens up. The Nexus, with what remains, it's just a couple of pistols, the 1 and 4 in the hands of Sound, but he's playing defense towards Red Room. Cave control fought for as well. Volley him off the angle. GX sets himself up for the smackdown, but can't quite deliver on the shot.
Yeah, it's certainly not an easy shot to land, and he's already got 2 so far on this half, but you know that he's disappointed at any chances that he misses, even if they're small ones. Oh, Sound with 2. Keeping the dream alive in this round. Just that aggression unleashes himself and shackles mid and forces the hand of Guild Eagles to hit on the B side.
Sound's been so sick to watch as well. And Ancient is really his domain. This is a map where he came alive and he's got an AK in his hand. He's good with a weapon. Ooh, puts bullets down. Expecting a face from Rigon as well. Eats a HE, leaving him on 5 hit points, but he is still butchering them. Another follow-up frag. sinnopsyy trapped at the back of the site. Goes out for the swing and carves another round in favor of Guild in the dying moments. And there we go. That's the screaming we used to see from Guild. Back at it.
It's a huge round from sinnopsyy, but make no mistake, I mean, Sound has literally put a real thorn in the backside of Guild Eagles out of nothing. Just out of aggression through mid. 2 kills, hit and run. Another huge frag. And keep in mind, this 4th kill, he had 5 HP. He had no room for error. He had to hit the insta headshot. And that's the frustration, man. You can understand he's done so much in that round and he still loses.
It's crazy as well, because it's one of those where I think the whole team knows they live and die as a team right now. So even in those positions where sometimes you'd have a player that would be like, guys, where was the help? With Sound, he's always just amped, just tries to keep that energy going upwards in the right direction. You're getting closer and closer to winning these rounds. And you think about what they went into that one with as well, right? If he's making hero plays like that, man, it was tangible they could have won it. But it's not the end of the world that it slips by, because you have weapons to work with now. And Zello's on the orb.
He's moving through Donut. Instantly. Smoke down there, though, is going to certainly play with his vision. Meanwhile, Mac-10, comes out ahead against BTN. And sinnopsyy still has over half his HP, can trade up for the M4. It's putting so much more pressure on Sound. He's caught between so many T's at this point. If he can get 2 kills out of that, it would be a miracle, but it's not going to happen. Zello at least puts 1 down, runs out of ammunition on both sides of the equation, but sinnopsyy's still alive, and there's the HE touches down onto Zello.
The grenades are doing all of the work at the minute. ENCE still remains alive. It's a labored spray, but it connects. Fast flank from Juan Flatro denies it, and they're realizing, setting the pace of the game like this, these constant fast site takes, they're crumbling a little bit. They're giving us opportunities in, and the louder they get, remember, you're not sat far away. The layout of the studios here, you can hear everything. When they're screaming like that, you're feeling it.
I mean, hell, we've even heard a couple of screams, and we're pretty far away in the studio, so you better believe the other team can't. Timeout called on Nexus. Yeah, these fast, aggressive hits, man, Jackie, they have been working a charm. It kind of nullifies a lot of what Sound also has. He likes to play aggressive, but I feel like he's also a very intelligent player with his timings and his peaks. You don't give him the opportunity to try and outplay you if you're just running into him round after round. He doesn't have the ability to flank around the side and land those timings if you're just brute forcing your way in and just spitting bullets in his face.
Now, catching them off guard with a far quicker pace. And I think that's really what they've gone for. They've kind of gone back to basics and understood the game plan, right? Play to our strengths. We're that aggressive team that want to charge in time and time again. Here, though, they actually bypass the early mid play. And Zello hits the 1 dig, slaying sinnopsyy. GX with a bomb. Or he could be caught out of position. The flick misses. Now they've got bomb control. And Sound spots Rigon's back. What is going on?
It's a good question, Jackie. I don't have the answer for you. Chaos. Chaos ensues. And with the bomb being dropped down, it has been recovered, but it would have been spotted by Nexus. And Intelligent, they don't over-commit. They don't overstay their welcome. They've got the advantage. They know where the bomb is, and now they're playing positions accordingly. The issue here for Zello is if he gets checked on this angle, There's no one to help him out. He's completely alone. And it looks like they're going to bypass this. But BTN spotted, and that now activates Zello. He can wrap around the back.
You've got the information. They're putting the pieces together. Zello hasn't given up any audio cues. The spidey senses tingling for Senary, but he's beheaded. And it falls on Juan Flatro. 45 seconds on the clock. Wants to take the fight back. If he peeks in, will he hit it? Eventually cleans up on that one. 1v2 now. Limited utility and very low health. 18 HP to his name. BTM with a 5-7 lurking.
You can't let him win this. Nexus, you cannot let him win this round. Oh, BTN is whiffed hard. He's whiffed so hard, but... Man, could you imagine that Nexus let that round slip, Jackie? That may as well have just been the GG in terms of their mentality. It would have been out the window. But they get it done. And it's that crazy aggression up mid, pushing through smokes, catching GX off guard. And then this was the play that really sealed the deal with Zelos. Or Zello, pardon me. It's, I suppose, a bit scary if you're Nexus, though, Jackie, that you've won a round off that basis. It's not really a tactic that you can go for every single round and have success with.
No, it's not sustainable, right? You can't really repeat those, but what it does set you up for is actually having the utility to control towards lane. It should make their lives a bit easier, but this is really awkward. I mean, Rigon's got up, fighting down on middle. They know that Rago was in the tight angle, and they spammed the bullets into him.
I'm laughing because it felt as if, I don't know if it was Senary or Rigon, but it was flashed for like literally 10 seconds in a row. Like, I can't see anything, boys. I'm blind. Just had to back off.
Where are they? I don't know. Terrified, mate. Oh, Zello as well. He gets the information, but he's still alive towards Donut. And GX is here, backing him up with a scope. There's two players, one on either side. So you're kind of pulling their attention between the both of you. But Rigon might actually have the backstab. Takes the spray, hits one. Realizes that Zello is still close by, looks for the stutter step round the corner. Zello hits it, follow-up frags in, doubles up onto two, suddenly guild equals, you're on a back foot now, and GX strikes for one, doubles up, sound removed, all falls onto BTN.
That's precisely why I was saying that GX is a play you're looking at to have impact. Those 2 kills are huge in this grand scheme of this best of 3, and he gets another one, a 3K. That's why I'm saying, Jackie, he's had such a slow series, because we know he's capable of greatness.
You need him, and that's why, rounds like that, he delivers when it matters. It looked like it was starting to slip away. Again, it's another one where you're thinking, all right, it's a possibility now. Nexus, they're in a great position. They close out these kind of rounds. Be using another one of their tack pauses here as well to debate what needs to be changed.
Thought Zello may have had the winning formula for a few moments. He was able to use the donut as his domain. To see the dejection and the elation on the other side of the coin. Can barely contain their excitement right now, Jackie, and why not? They're in such a good position, but they've got to make sure they don't let it take them off focus.
It's not done till it's done, no matter how these early rounds are going. Well, you want to go for the boost up, give Zello different angle to fight from. This time he doesn't see too much. Exchanging nades as well is really doing a lot of damage onto that CT side setup and making it far easier for Guild to convert these kills in the late round.
Lining up the smoke here onto CT. As Guild Eagles making moves together. Through on the A main side. They've bypassed the bulk of the CTs as well. It's a 4-player stack on B. You have Raga, and he's all alone in the donut as it stands, and Senary's going to go and look for some information. He may very well die to the hands of BTN. Checks his angles. He spotted 2, though. And that's definitely going to push forward and accelerate this hit.
Looked a bit awkward on the push out, but they do find their way onto the bomb site in the end. It's bought a little bit of time for the rotation back round from CT side though, but the frags are all coming up Guild. Raga, 2 clean connections back, even dodges the bullets from Rigon. Oh no, it is fallen just onto that man, and he's been dinked from A main, exposed from too many angles. Nexus finding the winning formula there.
Yeah, and you called on it as well, Jackie. I saw you actually physically take a step back. Like, what is this execute? They blocked each other for so long and they were so slow that they didn't get good post-plant positions. No one's playing on CT. No one's playing up close on Donut. No one's playing in Temple. These are all areas that you want to be taking into post-plant because it offers you so many more angles to go for those wide swing peaks, the crossfires. They're all stuck on the A main side, and it's not even like anyone from A main was watching the back. So it was just easy pickings on the side of Nexus.
It was really weird. That's what I mean. I think, you know, at most, maybe it was a flashbang, but even then, you turn. Like, at that point, you're just kind of scared to die. Blocks the whole team, delays them so much more in terms of the post-plants, like you were saying. And that's kind of the bigger picture, right? That's what you're worried about. Yeah, weird one. A little detail that might come back to haunt them, and especially here, because now you're in a position where what have you got to work with? Few Tech 9s? Ersin, he's had some blinding rounds. The aggressive position works for the first, lines it up for the follow-up frag, waits for Zello, the strike, as the sniper shuts down one man, and it all falls onto a duo for Guild.
GX is feeling it, man. Or pistol, AK, doesn't matter, he's getting kills. They could even pull the plug and get the hell out of here if they want with this much time left. They still have the bomb. Instead, they decide to just keep pushing forward, as is so often the case with this team. Guild Eagles are unrelenting. They don't want to retreat. They want to force their way in, and it's going to cost them the round. But considering the lack of investment into this, 3 kills, damn good job.
Yeah, force out the rebuys, make it uncomfortable for the CT side so their cash isn't swelling. And for GX as an individual, these are the rounds that matter, right? These are the ones that are instantly thrusting you into the top echelons of the game. 10 kills to his name already. He's hitting the shots with the AWP. He's feeling it when it's only a rifle in his hands. That's what you need. That will be a big helping part of the game, especially late game when he's on that CT side with the AWP.
I have to say, I actually thought the Guild Eagles had more money in their back pocket. They're into another half buy here, so Nexus actually have a real chance of bouncing back. Those 2 kills in the previous round aren't quite as costly anymore because they can build up their bank balance again in this one. Assuming they don't lose 2 or 3 again, of course, Jackie, and then it's the same situation, of course.
Yeah, you want to do it, but you want to do it cleaner now. Don't lose those players, don't force out the rebuys. Backing off from Cave, Zello, he's been in this position previously, but they never spotted it. They never hard committed onto B last time. The AWP is waiting for the peak. Oh, it's a bit of a struggle on the spray, and the P250 shuts down Sound. He's a big part of this team, Vince, and he's dead.
Oh, laboured spray from BTN. He's going to be able to deny the bomb planter. GX with 2 more, nearly a third on top of that with 1 Fratro. It is another 3K. So, we were talking about the importance of getting 2 or 3 kills in these rounds. I said it probably didn't matter. They should be able to pad those stats and economy more. It's not the case. They still find themselves in an awkward spot. It's going to be a buy coming in now for Guild Eagles, 100%. And they're calling a timeout to facilitate the best possible course of action. Doublewalk having a chat with Sennery at the moment. I do wonder what goes through the calls at this stage, what Devilwalk would be saying to the troops, you know? Is it a case of just calm down, go back to the fast hits maybe? I'm not sure. I wish I could hear him.
No, it is interesting to think about, you know, how you kind of fix this one on the fly, right? Because like we were saying before, it's very a limited amount of time that you have to quite quickly get everyone's heads together, translate what he would want them to do, or bounce the ideas off him at least, see what his players are thinking. But yeah, it felt like those early side takes where they were playing very aggressively, out towards mid, out towards B, that was working for them. The A side, it's been a little bit of a struggle in terms of taking the map control. And Zello, he's switching it up. This AWP's beginning to roam. They actually put GX on a boost, looking for the opening pick. Oh, tag! And it's onto Sound as well. Big name player being lit up.
How does Raga survive that? Unfortunately, Zello was kind of sold down the river as a result. He kind of sacrifices himself. I don't know if that's a worthwhile trade. Zello is a beast player, and Raga's already low. They've already tagged up Sound as well. It was a hell of a shot from GX, but there is a rotational element in. Ersin is making moves around the back.
Oh no. No one knows. He's got all the time in the world. Trigger discipline, lines it up, but can't prioritize the target and can't hit the shot. BTN and Sound bailing them out. Oh, Sound's got so much to do with such little to work with. 3 HP, bomb control, sure. But his teammates They had secured this one. Just couldn't quite get it over the finish. And he's paranoid. He doesn't know where they could be, Vince.
Yeah, he would love to stick on the bomb, but with 3 HP, he knows he has to find a passage of play. He has to find a timing or window to exploit, and he's done just that. Rigon's found the M4 on the receiving end, and considering that Juanflatro is only on 33 HP himself, he is in the same position as Sound. As Sound may have anticipated a rotation, now Juanflatro not only can get the bomb planted, he can retreat away from the site as well. Things spiral heavily in his favor, but Sound in a 1v2 that really should never have been possible. He found that timing, he found that window of opportunity. And now he can go back in. He does have a kit. The time, though, is so low here, Jackie. He's going to have to stick it at some point behind that smoke. And then one stray bullet through the smoke seals the deal. Yeah, this feels like it's done. It feels like it's over. Juanflatro deals with him. And Sound is going to be devastated because, again, he posts up the numbers. He posts up the frags, but doesn't get any success.
It's the flank as well. The difference from that flank, right? Oh, he bided so much time. He tried to line up the kills, wanted to maximize the damage that he would do. Doesn't work out, doesn't go their way. Sound even got the tag off as well. The last second shot back across onto Juanflatro in that situation. Oof. Keeping a level head there in that one.
And I think Ersin probably feels pretty terrible about that last round because he was the player that got the rotation off. He had the trigger discipline and then completely missing out on the chance of the catwalk player. Tons of flashes will be favoring the T's in this encounter. BTN is stuck by himself, marooned, but the 5-7 gives him a way out. But not for long. Rigon cleans him up.
Hey, loose shoelace or something, tripping on his shoes there, trying to go round into cave. Zello. He's walking back up, clears towards the ramp. I mean, they've got both avenues covered here on the T side. If he pushes down aggressively, you should be able to wait and play off the positions they're in. Donut is defended. Ragger's got that info if they go wrapping back towards A. Bomb's been left outside of B for now. So they give Zello an opportunity. I mean, if you give him a 1v1, then there's room to cook. Oh, goes for the swing back on ramp. Couldn't quite hit it, though.
Almost felt like he wasn't fully committed at any point to that kill, though, because he's constantly worried about being pushed from cave. It's like he's got this extreme paranoia, understandably so, because cave is always going to be a hotbed of contestation. But it feels like if they're going to win this, they have to commit one way, push there, and try and make the most of their situation. As it stands, though, Ragger on full HP, 7 kills to his name, could try and wrap around the back, 23 seconds. Now, those Zello may be tagged. It's smoked off, but he still finds the kill. And that's going to take away some of the focus onto Ragger's positioning now, Jackie. This is a winnable round for Nexus.
He misses on the spam as well, and Ragger has finally rocked up to the party. Wants to bust through the door, waving the 4-4 and see if he can hit the shots. Rigon with the pepper ring does a bit of damage. Spots them out, lands the connection, the 5-7. Firing off bullets. Does slay one, but time's ticking away. It's dangerously close. Drops the smoke. He'd have to jump on the bomb ASAP. Charges towards the ramp. Realizes this is my do-or-die play. Sticks on it. sinnopsyy knows and strikes.
Very close again. So many of those rounds going into these 2v2, 1v1, post-plant clutches. 8-4 the score. I don't think it paints a full picture as to how this half went. It started incredibly well for Guild Eagles. It looked like they were just going to run away with this. It was 5-0 at one stage, and then there was a comeback from Nexus. And even in the dying embers of that half, it could have easily finished like 6-6, maybe 7-5.
So many scrappy rounds as well, right? Where everyone is just going blow for blow, trade for trade. Constantly down to who can show up, who can have an outrageous impact round, passing the baton between both teams.
The player with the most impact in that half was GX. It may have taken him a while, but he has arrived now in this best of 3. And this is a side where you expect to see him deliver maybe a little bit more. Once he has that AWP, he's landing a lot of flicks. His rifle was on point as well. And Nexus, we know they have solid pistols within them, but sinnopsyy through the smoke, and it is Sound on the receiving end.
Oh, Rigon as well. They're walking on by him. but it's a frag-filled wonderland. Frag after frag, he slays them. Senori pulls up to the party to deal damage as well, and they clean house.
You can see by the fist pumps, the laughing from Senori. They know the importance of taking that pistol, taking that huge lifeline away from Nexus. And no post-plant either, Jackie, so it's not even like they can fall back onto Galils and, you know, a couple of AKs maybe even and look really sharp on that. If they're going to force, it's going to be a rough one. And they elect to just go for a Deagle. So there's such a good opportunity for Guild Eagles to build up that money. 3 MP9s in play.
Zello visualizing those opening picks. You could see how he just sprints up the ramp. Belief there in the play, thinking he'd hit the opening 1D, can give them room to breathe. Instead, it's absolute aggression in response from Guild. Cleaving their way around the corner, BTN and a last stand with a Glock gets beheaded and the round ticks on by. Guild take 10.
As anticipated, the 10 rounds, they maintain both of their rifles, so they can now trade up if they want to another rifle because they know what's coming up. And you can see that the betting odds have gone very heavily in favor of Guild Eagles, understandably so. It is 1-1 at this stage, so this map means everything. A chance still at 4 majors on the side of Guild Eagles. Of course, even if they win this game, Jackie, there's a long, long way for them to go. This would put them in the 1 and 2 bracket.
Oh, mate. That's rough. Bottom mid, blown to bits there. GX on the M4 as well. He knows they're coming into the bomb site, but he's got backup. Calls for the flash over. Blind, dazed and confused. Sound hits the head. Ursim comes in for a piece of the pie. Zello's got a rotation cut off as well. Okay, big turn up into the round, but it's still a 2v2. They're
a bit isolated from one another as well. It doesn't look like it, but one player is stuck in the cubby, and that's Ursin. And if he moves out too far, he could be found. When Flatro decides, instead of staying in cave, he's going to try and wrap around the back. He could be eyeing up a potential line through the wooden panels, but decides against it. Doesn't want to give his position away for the time being. And they're tapping it. They're anticipating one of those kind of plays to come in here. Now, Nexus won't probably have the forethought to just go ahead and rotate through CT onto the A side. They don't know where both of these CTs are. They're going to flash for the peek in cave. They spot nothing, and now Flatro has made moves up on ramp. Surely Nexus realizes a possibility, hence the smoke. A well-placed smoke, but Flatro is not going to respect that at all, and that's going to be to his detriment. sinnopsyy now with a chance to break the hearts, to break the economy of Nexus, and Ursin peeks in. They double peek it, though. Well played by Nexus. They hold on for dear life and get a 5th.
Wow. Oof. Scary plays there on the site. At least when it came down to it, they make the right decisions. The two-player face, the way they play off each other. But you think about the dink on the fight from ramp, right? When he comes up the back after walking through the smoke, timeline there where it just all goes wrong instantly. How many times are you going to be able to pick up rounds like this as well? That's kind of the hard part about it.
Ooh, we got the XM. First time in this best of 3, I believe that we've seen the XM auto shotgun. A lot of early damage though. BTN and Sound both obliterated down to sub 50 HP.
Oh, Vince, this is really quite scary as well, actually, because it is just posted up on the off angle inside a cave. And with how they're gravitating on this one, the way they're setting themselves up in terms of posturing to a late B setup, you can just hold mouse 1 and blow away their hopes and dreams in this best of 3. Even a dink onto Zello off the back of the boost. And now you want some kind of reaction, right? You're thinking, okay, we've lost the initial peak towards ramp. We need to do something else, fight towards cave. That's where sinnopsy's ready to rumble.
Yeah, and sometimes the XM betrays you because you hit like an arm or a leg instead of the actual chest, but 3 players now, doesn't really matter where you hit them with the XM at point blank. They're going to drop. BTN, Sound, and Zello are all in that XM range. They're all in the Deagle body shot range. and there's 35 seconds. Who's going to take point for Nexus? Who's going to be the first point of call to run in, run and gun, and try and break open one of these sites? And they're throwing the nades. They're completely telegraphing that this is going to be an A-sided play, and that's where two of the rifles are in position. One flat throw, they line up, and he sprays down one. That may not be good enough, but there's also a deagle in here as well. This Jex is going to try and retreat that bomb and drop it to the ground. Oh, the spray is good from sinnopsyy. He's going to run out of bullets, but ENCE with the final couple of bullets in the magazine is going to keep Nexus in winning ways. My God, was that close.
Oh, throws the clip in the AK and slays, leaving them hitting the DECK. 3 frags in the round, but again, it's the same story. How many times are these going to be repeatable, right? This goes down to a 1v1, where it felt like it was about to be ripped away from you. The last second change of sight as well. Even the play with the deagle, you're sprinting out through CT. It looked like he might have just picked up the round right there. Okay, Guild, at least on the back foot in terms of economy, so for Nexus into this round, as long as they play it smart, they should have a bit of leg room to work with. The MAC-10's waiting, needs to back up, he gets out. The rest of the team now need to just clean their way through them.
Solid, just the one kill. I did think for a moment, you know, when Flatro was looking to Donut and they lined up for him, I could just envisage him knocking them both down, and in doing so, pretty much sealing the map up right there and then. Instead, though, Nexus are clawing their way slowly but surely into this game, 10-7. Another purchase is afforded across the Guild Eagles. But you can actually see the way the Nexus are playing. Their confidence is building into this half now. Early catwalk control again, and they also have a bit of mid in terms of Ragga. This is allowing them to have a stranglehold over most of the bottleneck positions of the map, and that could force away the little utility that Guild Eagles have already. They're also moving up red. Important trade goes the way of the CTs.
Cave gets very uncomfortable as one Flatro is forced off the aggressive angle. The Molotov burning him. GX as well, opting for the glass cannon orb. The candle that burns twice as bright but for half as long. And they look to make their move out on middle. 2 players set up covering the ramp towards B as well. ENCE is lurking.
Rigon's peeking this. The timing! He looks away. It's almost like he assumed the angle was clear. That's a big piece that goes down with him. 16 kills. Joint top fragger on their team. 40 seconds though, Jackie. Time is running dry. And Nexus need an entry. They need it quick.
The next few seconds could decide the round right here, right now. Push and pull. A game of tug and war at middle for ENCE to actually make his move up towards lane and support them on this last second B bombardment. They smoke off CT, sure, but there is 3 of the guild members waiting in sight, ready for this fight. BTN on the peak towards ramp gets blown to bits. Zello trades, but there's always someone else in line to back them up when one of the Eagles falls.
I mean, he nailed it. 3 stacked on the site. There was always going to be one of those angles that goes unchecked. And as you highlighted, where one falls, there are 2 more to pick up the slack, pick up the mantle, and more importantly, put bullets down range into ramp, into cave. It was a bit of a gamble. They did have intel over on the other side of the map through Donut side, but a little bit of a gamble, but it's paid off perfectly. Nexus can afford a buy, but it's not an ideal one. A Galil on Ragga. Zello down to a Deeg. And this could be the curtain coming down, Jackie. We are getting very close to that finish line now. And Guild Eagles just 2 rounds shy of that mark.
Very close to finishing it off. The eruption of excitement and the sighs of relief at the same time. 1 round away from series point, 2 away from closing it and changing your fate. Not going 3-0 in the RMR, but 2-1 and continuing to fight here live in Romania for the PGL RMRs for Europe. sinnopsyy. He's eaten a ton of damage at the start of this round, but what's the response? Push the extremities and that pays off.
Oh, important that sound showed up there for the 2. He's down to 10. ENCE may have done a lot of damage to sinnopsyy, but he also received it in kind through middle on that smoke. He's getting peppered through the smoke, and there's a Molotov as well down at the same moment. And GX now on the approach. There's the flick. Man, the difference he has made on this third map is palpable. Every time he peaks, you fancy him to take at least one kill, and the remaining 2 Romanians are so low on health. Sound on 10. May not have been spotted, but that grenade is going to give this one away, and Rigon was full HP. He's being swept in. Sideswiped by sinnopsyy. He's living on borrowed time, and he's about to get collected. sinnopsyy's going to hear this from a mile off. There's the peak, there's the round, and it's going to be 5 elimination points now on the side of Nexus.
Brought back to reality again now. Sat in a position where one single mistake and the game, the series, the RMR run is ripped away from you. Whereas for Guild, it's just about closing it. It got a bit bumpy on the second map. Vertigo was the Nexus show. Some key rounds from a lot of the players on this team, each and every one of them delivering. At the minute, Guild playing their style, aggressive, in your face. If you take map control off us, we'll instantly respond in a different part of the map, and that's been working well. GX as well. Oh, this is a prime time position for him, a B bombardment.
A lot of those big pieces in play as well. One Flatro can go and dart around the side of the Molotov, but it's not going to get him any kills. Senary is there, and BTN tries to get aggressive with a Tech 9, but GX is able to thwart the push, stop the rock. Zello, big headshot onto GX. Is keeping the Romanian dream alive. Many Romanian players in this tournament, but this is the only fully Romanian roster. And now Zello with his Deagle, gonna try and put that down range, but it's more of the same. And Guild Eagles eliminate Nexus 2-1.
The Eagles continue to soar in the series, but their run at the RMR is only just beginning. You survived your first test of elimination, weathered the storm,